Ever since I was a foal, my fathers and the centaurs of Sotiri would tell me stories about the stars, that they were magic and made from the gods who made the gods, the elders, beings of great wisdom, ingenuity, and power. They were considered fairy tales, myths, that they didn't exist, or, if they did, they were long, long gone. But I always wanted to hear about them and learn more anyway, even into adulthood. It was a desire that filled my whole being, something I needed, like how the sea needs the moon. I never believed for a second I would see an elder shard, let alone hold one, but I did. Its power filled me with strength and skill, flooding every part of mine and my companions' beings as we killed a god. We killed a god. Pirate Queen, Sea Hag, the mother of krakens, the great unbeheld, Eula Saltsmile. But the power was fleeting, temporary. It was gone as soon as it arrived, and once again I felt empty. But this time, I realized I was empty, that something was missing, that I was lost. Now I know and recognize that I was just foam drifting on the waves. A yearning that I had my whole life that I never knew about returned. And with it, a voice, calling. One whose words I cannot hear, nor am I able to respond to, no matter how hard I try.
Hey! Hi! I don't have time for this. No offense, very busy. Hand me that red flask. The one on the left. Your other left. Oh, it's Wynni, sea scavenger extraordinaire. Shouldn't she be scavenging? Yes, I should. But no, there's things out there. Star things. Powerful things. World-changing things that need to be investigated. There's something... Jeffrey, don't eat that. Something I know I knew. There's so much I don't remember, don't know. I have to relearn it, but how? So, I'm here, experimenting, trying not to set the ship on fire. I don't even know what I'm looking for, exactly. Can a star be created? Can you get close to making a star? How do you reverse engineer the biggest magical object you've ever come across when you don't even have it anymore? See, I'm really good at the questions, but all I'm finding so far are more of them and no answers. Well, and a potion that makes you, really strong. That's not what I wanted. Hey, do you... No, Jeffrey, don't eat that!
After so many years under Eula's thumb and having my whole life determined for me, being told what was right and what was wrong, having no one else but her, I'm finally free. Or so I thought. It was never redemption that I yearned for. No, someone like me could never do enough to make up for all the bad I've done in the name of a fake idol. All I've ever wanted was to be desired, and in my search for it, I betrayed the one who made me. I betrayed her for the thing that she feared most, and I tore her and her kingdom down. Now, it's all I can feel. It's hunger, a constant reminder of what lurks just below the surface. Its name occurs across my skin, ever present, ever threatening. I led it here. I fed it power, and it wants more. It craves the power that only the gods wield, and it will destroy me to get it. So, I'll just have to destroy it first.
Everyone lives their lives bound by what they accept as correct and true. That is how they define their reality. But what does it mean to be correct or true? those are merely vague concepts. Their reality may be all a mirage. I was an arbiter of a zealot Triton tribe, the Nalos. I was true to my traditions until I found my reality was a mirage, an illusion to subjugate my people and gain power for an evil demigod. Now I have been touched by darkness and broken by a false oath. Tell me where I should go now. To the left, where nothing is right, or to the right, where nothing is left? I turn to the shadow, for that is the only place for a monster like me. I am the ghost of the Tritons. I am the darkness of the Nalos. I am the unholy warrior of the seas. I am the Shadow Knight, Proximus.
Waves crash on the beach of an endless sea. In them you hear a voice, a beckoning lure you have heard so many times before. It is the song of the horizon. She calls to you. She sings of endless wonders and untold horrors, of golden promises and dire warnings, and you know her song. It has always been there. Listen, can you hear it? The wind is in your favor, the tide is rising, the sea is yours for the taking, and your ship awaits. Fair winds and following seas, brave mariner. May fortune find you when the horizon calls.
Ahoy and welcome everybody. Welcome back to Horizon's Call, Season 2. The title, as far as it goes, if you didn't pay attention last time, great. I appreciate you not doing that because the title did change. But this time, it's a Trial of Thieves. We're very glad to be back. Glad to have all of you here. Glad to have all of these lovely folks that are joining me here. Very well. Welcome back to Kaila, of course. We don't have any birthdays this week, so I don't have to deal with that shit. Okay, well, folks, as always, before we get into the nitty-gritty of everything, and here I am even talking without music. Have I done this before? Maybe. Who knows? I do want to remind you all that we do use Pally to support these players and, in part, this channel. As always, you as an audience member can influence this game in several different ways. If you do things like subscriptions, bits, things along those lines that directly affect Twitch, that benefits the channel. We really appreciate that. And you can see in chat, there's kind of a whole list of it. $5 equivalent is an advantage, $10 equivalent, so on and so forth. But I very much encourage you all to actually support us through Pally. You get the same kind of incentives, but that money actually gets distributed amongst our lovely players here in a way that Twitch just doesn't make as easy for. So, and you know, it's Twitch, it's fun. You know, it's a fine platform, but we're all waiting for something better, right? I mean, so please spend your money on Pally. It helps support these lovely people, and also just shows them how much you appreciate their performances, because these are great performers, these are great players. They do a fantastic job every week, and we highly encourage you to show your appreciation that way. But yes, as always, there's crits, advantages, all that kind of stuff. If we do hit a hype train, I will sing Sea Shanty when we hit break. And then you can also introduce a black spot with a direct donation. Black spots introduce a complication to our game. Something gets a little bit harder, something gets a little bit weirder, something doesn't go quite right. It's a good time. Okay, I believe that is all I need to say. I had a whole intro doc that I didn't even read. Let me see if I make sure I didn't forget anything. No, I said everything. So, with that, I'm going to have these lovely people introduce themselves, a little bit about themselves. We will do a recap, and we'll jump right back in. So, Mare, as always, if you don't mind starting us out.
Sure. I do want to say thank you to Eva for making Just the Tip an actual command. Please use it. Exclamation point, just the tip, no spaces. Hi, my name is Mare.
Today I am playing Acacia, who is your lovely Psylocke rogue, who is going to have justice today. And a nice lunch.
Absolutely. I also love that even though it's a Psyblade rogue, you have been calling it a Psylocke rogue. I'm 100%
Psionics.
behind.
I
No,
forget.
I
I
know,
just do weird shit with my mind.
Because Mikyl 100% used the X-Men Psylocke as like reference art, and so I love so much that that's part of the character. Yeah, not pointing out an incorrect thing at all, but absolute support of what you're saying. Great, thank you, Mayor. Mikyl.
Hi, fam. I'm Mikyl. I'll be playing Proximus Midnight, and now a Shadow Knight, your Triton paladin and sorcerer of the Shadowfell-ish thing. Yeah.
Shadowfish.
That was supposed to go by smoother.
That's fine. We're rocking and rolling this week. Thank you, Mikyl. Kaila.
Hello, friends. My name is Kaila. I play our lovely silent warlock, Scarlett Shores, who is returning back this week. I missed everyone last weekend, and I'm happy to be back.
Absolutely. And also, I always mean to mention this. Mikyl does our character art, so special thank to Mikyl for the amazing character art you see right next to all the characters, or all our players, rather. Eva.
I was doing so well with the muting and the unmuting. Hi, hello, I'm Eva. I am the other half of Sword and Key, which is our new channel rebrand. I will be playing Wynni, your alchemist artificer tonight. Sea elf. That wasn't a full sentence, but sentence structure is overrated.
Hey, commas exist for a reason. All right.
That's not how commas work.
It is today. Anyway, yes, again, thank you everybody for joining us. Mikyl, I believe you have the recap for this time, so I will let you go ahead and take it away.
The last time we met our horizon hopping heroes, Wynni and I found ourselves downtown Korra on the island of Soteria. This city is full of commerce, and we had coin to spend. After meeting with the shipwrights, we were sent for armaments onto our ship, the Redemption, by a known blacksmith in town, Buck the Wild. He, too, is a centaur, and unbeknownst to us, he is a great friend of Acacia, which is not a word that she likes to commit to on a regular basis. So, Buck practically gave us the armaments, as he gave us a hefty discount. Afterwards, we spent some time with him in a local tavern. There, we saw a terrific show from an otter and their bard companion, drank with Connery, and Wynni made her first attempt to recruit crew members. The next day, after breakfast, Wynni met with the owner of Plant Parenthood to find exotic plants, and I went to the shipwrights, Orville and Wilbur, to secure our repairs. I met back with Acacia and Buck in the city streets. I believe I crossed a line with Acacia. I often ask too many questions. I think she assumed that I was asking for her to join our crew, but I was not. I see her more as a partner than a crew member. And damn my ignorance. I often do not know the surface cultures well enough, but in my culture, the word would be tribe. Anyway, we met up with Wynni and she was talking to Curio. I was so good to see him again. I thought we lost him in the depths of the sea. Acacia invited us to dinner with her family and also to travel to the centaur herds where they were meeting in the plains of Soteria. I rode on the back of Buck and Wynni on the back of Acacia. It was a fantastic journey. I have never seen so much land in one place above the sea. But I am a bit sore from the ride, I will not lie. We met with Acacia's close friend Boss and his grandmother, Stargazer Nev. She explained the true power of the god shards and the history of the stars, and warned us of seeking these shards for the wrong purposes. We decided to spend our time together with the herd for that evening instead of returning for dinner. I am so happy to have met such inviting people and open individuals. I know I can see why my partners have so much to fight for. I wonder if I will ever find my true tribe to fight for also.
Thank you, Mikyl. That's fantastic. Okay. We are going to pick up a day before our last session ended, almost an entire day, where Scarlett broke off. Just to give a brief recap of that, early in the day, Scarlett started getting this weird headache, this migraine that caused her to kind of break off and take to very early to the tavern, and spent the night and almost the entirety of the next day there, no one really hearing from her. So Scarlett, in those city streets, you start getting these blinding flashes. And I say blinding flashes in the sense, I, as someone who has experienced migraines, talking to somebody else who has experienced migraines, a lot of times light sensitivity is a very big aspect of it. It's less so that, and almost the inverse. It's these flashes of blackness in a way. But at a certain point, with the intensity of light, there isn't a real difference between that. Blinding is blinding, but you are able to make your way to the tavern room. The stairs are a little difficult to navigate, as the pain, that throbbing is kind of just intensifying the further that you go. But you find your way to a bed and hit it, barely pulling the sheets over you, and sleep takes you like that. And it is in this sleep that things find you. Scarlett, it's been a little while since you've had dreams like this. Dreams that have found you and have taken you. Eula never used to speak to you this way. She always spoke to you through your tone. So this might be a little bit new. You find yourself in sheer blackness. Your feet, you can feel them touching the sandy bottom of the ocean, you think. There's pressure all around you. It's hard to even move your arms, but you can feel the water moving around you in this darkness. And even under your feet, you can feel the tremor of something moving beneath you. And it seems to be circling around you as you feel the pressure of the water shifting, this thing that you can't see spiraling around you, until out of the darkness, your eyes begin to adjust to this utter blackness of this trench. And these countless teeth and tendrils and mandibles and things that are not eyes but can see, look down on you. And in your head you hear this voice of this thing you had heard before. And it says to you, it calls out to you in a way that you have never been called out to before. Hello, little one.
Hello.
I appreciate your servitude.
You mean getting you to the mother of Krakens?
It was a very good meal. But I hunger again, little one.
And you're expecting more?
I am expecting your due. Perhaps one of your companions. They all saw me, Scarlett. You know they shouldn't have.
It's the price to pay for your Kraken. What do you want me to do?
If you do not want any of your friends to be my next... Sacrifice is a strong word, but it's one that I like. Give me another. Pass along this payment, this tax. In return, I will continue to support you. I will provide you your powers. Should you provide a suitable enough meal, I will be there to assist you.
So what exactly are you looking for? A meal or people to know your name?
There is very little difference in that. You are serving me, which is why you are one and not the other. That can very easily change.
And it will change if I don't do what you ask.
Scarlett, I promise that out of the four of you, you will be the last to go.
I'd rather be the first.
I know.
If this is what I have to do, and so be it.
It is a simple exchange.
What would happen if I engraved your name into our ship?
It kind of pauses, thinking about like the implications of what that would mean.
You could doom thousands, maybe more.
Isn't that what you want?
What I want is what I tell you. Do not care for much more than that. My plans are beyond anything that you could reckon with.
You'd be pretty fucking surprised. Look at who I worked for years.
Yes. I will continue to speak to you in this fashion.
Can I do without the migraines? So I can at least function as a person?
I suppose.
Be much appreciated.
I ask for only a single soul, Scarlett.
And that is what I will give you for now.
Good girl.
And Scarlett, at that point, you are awakened by a strange voice kind of echoing through your head, and it's not the voice that you were hearing before. It's an older voice, the voice of an older female, you'd think, grandmotherly figure, basically saying something. It's like it's the groggy stages of coming out of this deep sleep, and it's something about how lunch is happening, dinner got canceled. You don't know this person, but you kind of just like pick up very slowly that it's a sending message, which you've probably received before, and that your friends have kind of gone off and met with some centaurs, and that you're going to have lunch with Acacia's family tomorrow. And as you look out the window, it is nighttime, and you kind of pick up, you've slept maybe half a day, maybe a day and a half. You're not really sure.
I want to go downstairs.
Okay. You go down, and the tavern is quiet. The last lantern has a decent amount of occupants in it, but everyone's kind of keeping to themselves. It's like a low murmur. Connery is sitting at the bar, where the rest of the party had found him yesterday. There are a few sailors you would recognize kind of sitting around. No music is currently playing, so it's just kind of later in the night at this point.
Is there anyone who is very clearly alone and not part of the crew?
Absolutely.
Redemption?
There are always going to be lonely people at the bar. Table in the back, sure.
I go to the table in the back.
Okay. There's a just single human there, middle-aged guy, kind of sipping on his drink, and very quickly your shadow kind of like blocks the lantern light, and he looks up at you. He's a little tipsy.
Even better.
Hi.
Hello.
Am I sitting in your seat? Do I need to leave?
No, please stay.
Okay.
What is your name?
Tim.
I sit at the table.
What's your name?
Scarlett.
Scarlett, can I buy you a drink?
I was going to ask you if I could buy you one.
Oh. He kind of looks down at his drink and... Sure.
What will you be drinking?
I've just been drinking ale.
What about if we do something a little fancier?
Oh, okay.
And I will pull my hand up and I will snap to get somebody's attention. Probably from the crew. Someone who knows exactly who I am.
There is absolutely a crew member who sees the hair and has kind of kept an eye on you, and when you snap, they come over and they kind of lean down towards you. You okay?
I just need two of the best drinks this fine establishment offers. Money is not the price. Factor, not price.
I know what you mean. Yeah. He kind of eyes the guy. Okay. All right. And a few moments go by. Tim is just he's kind of drumming his fingers on his ale cup as he's kind of looking at you it's nice weather we've been, and he is thankfully interrupted by this crew member bringing over two nice kind of spirit drinks.
Thank you, dear. You can be off now.
Yes, miss.
So, Timmy, are you a sailor?
No, I've lived here for a little while. No, I sometimes go down to the docks, and I've been on a ship plenty, of course, as most people have. But no, that was never the life for me.
So you've never sailed?
No, is this a recruitment thing?
No, sweetheart. No.
Okay. I don't have a lot of coin. If this is, I don't know what this is.
You just seem like good company.
First time I've heard that. Okay, sure. Thanks.
I was looking for company to assist me through the evening.
Yeah, sure. Heck, I mean, I don't know. I've lived a somewhat mundane life for somebody who lives on Soteria. I did some, wet work back in the day, but I suppose I could tell you about that if you got the stomach for it.
I think you are misinterpreting my use of the word entertainment.
Okay. I can't juggle or sing. Do you want to play cards?
No. How are you with rope?
I'm not a sailor, Scarlett, so, I don't know.
I can show you a few tricks.
Okay. Is this... Sure, like here?
No. We can, I have a room here in this tavern.
And it's very slowly dawning on him. Yeah, Mayor, I'm not going to ask that. Okay. Yeah, I mean... Man, this drink is strong.
Good.
Sure, I mean, if you want to lead the way.
All right. And I will lead him back to my room in the tavern.
Is this a fade to black, or are we still going?
No, that's a fade to black.
Okay, all right. Alrighty then.
We all know what happens.
With that, we will pick up the next day. Yeah, do you want to make a sleight of hand for that rope check, or...
If you want me to.
No,
I
don't.
will roll it. I will use my crit. I'm kidding. Please, Eva, don't take my crit away.
We will pick up the next day. Morning arrives. We will cut back to the rest of our party. So we have Buck, Wynni, Acacia, and Proximus have all kind of spent the night at the centaur herd. You all awaken, you've slept in the grass. There were blankets that were provided. And, as the sun kind of comes up and especially gets into your eyes, Wynni, of course, probably being one of the first ones up, only having to trance. You see as the herd starts to stir, some of them slept standing up, a few of them kneel down, the older ones kneel down while they're sleeping. But there's one that just sleeps flat on his side. And when you keep going over there just to see if he's breathing, he's fine. He's just the weird one. But yeah, slowly the herd starts to wake up, and there's noise that happens around the camp as breakfast and things are prepared. What are you all doing for the morning?
Looking for breakfast.
Absolutely. Yeah. Breakfast. So it's a large community sort of deal, very much in the way that like stew was the dinner. It's like porridge is kind of like the large meal that can be prepared in a pot and is, ready for everybody. So that's being started. You can see that there's this like metal plate, which is also being prepared that has some eggs that they've gathered here and there. Not a lot of them, but, kind of being scrambled up so that they can be spread amongst a lot of people. What about everybody else?
I don't think I got up before Wynni, but when I got up, probably when some of the other centaurs have begun stirring, went out for a morning run and probably am just coming back.
Absolutely, yeah. You would not be the only one to go out for that morning run. So, for probably the first time in a long time, Acacia, you've had some running buddies
that can keep up.
Even then, there's only a couple that can keep up with you. Like Acacia's speed is even like amongst regular centaurs, pretty significantly higher. So
there's like that one little young foal or filly who's just like a fucking beast.
Yeah, good old Seabiscuit. Okay, well, Proximus.
You just see Proximus running. He's doing his best, and very out of breath. Proximus running, and some of the small children are just like cheering him on as he's way like 30 minutes out.
You're running with us?
Yes, I tried.
Oh.
There's one centaur who's like hitting a little bit older than middle age, and he's just running alongside you like, yeah, you got it, bud. Doing real great. Pick up those knees.
This is much harder than it looks.
Yeah, you need some water?
A lot of water.
Okay, he's just like handing a flask over to you.
He pours it on his gills.
Yeah. Weird. All right, cool. Okay. What is the plan for everybody?
I'm stretching out my legs and my arms as I jog back into camp. Probably with Proximus. I catch you on the way back, and I'll trot with you on the way back.
Yeah. Everybody goes back for the one person that's last.
Yeah. So we'll say Buck did the run as well. Yeah, Proximus, you're like out of breath, out of water, out of air on the ground. Acacia, you made it back to camp. Wynni did the solid decision and went straight for breakfast. So breakfast is being served this time, and you all have received that.
How much longer do you two want to stay? We do need to head back to get lunch, but we can head back out in an hour or two. We have plenty of time to visit.
We also have to find, like, new crew members and stuff, and feel like maybe we should start doing that sooner rather than later so that they can sort of, like, get used to the crew and everything that we already have.
Sea legs.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we are on day 3 of 7 more days in this 10-day. So you have time to recruit. You do know that the ship is being dry docked as it's being worked on to the north, so you can always check on that as well. Proximus did say that he was going to help Buck with crafting a lot of the armaments. And then you do have your lunch date.
If I see any old buddies or just folks I know get into too much trouble, I can send them your way. Further recruitment, I mean.
Excellent.
Yeah. Danny boy steals his grandmother's pies too often. So put that to constructive use on a ship, I think.
I don't think Honey would let him get away with that.
Well, that's gonna be his problem, so.
And our
If you join.
entertainment. I mean, what?
Okay.
Right.
So are you all heading back?
All right. I'm assuming, just for ease, for Proximus's and everyone else's sake, Buck is joining us.
But
That would
yes,
be very nice and
Buck has to
convenient.
get back to town. Buck was invited to lunch. Buck has to get back to town to work on the forge. So yeah, Buck is joining you all as well. And we'll say that for Proximus, for the sake of Proximus's thighs, because we're not even taking into account that he's running for like the first time, but also he probably has like the first time you've ridden a horse, his thighs have to just be destroyed. So Proximus,
The chafing.
the chafing alone. Yeah, he's got like chitin down there, but still.
Yeah, I'm looking at his
Yeah.
art right now. I'm like, is he okay?
So he's probably laying across Buck's back like a kidnapped, duchess.
He could do side saddle.
Side saddle. Yes.
Legs crossed. Yes. So you all head back to town. Essentially, you can pass by Acacia's place if you would like. Where are you all heading the first?
I'll drop them off.
Okay.
I'll go into town with them.
Okay.
When he's probably going to go to her table.
So when he's going to the table, Proximus, where are you heading?
Yeah, I will definitely follow.
All right. It is about this time. Scarlett is waking up. What would you like to do with your mid-morning?
I guess join the crew. Make my way downtown. Not really, but
Yeah, not walking fast. Faces passing. You're not homebound. Okay.
I don't have a home. So.
Ha, trauma. Okay. Yeah, Wynni is setting up the table as Scarlett. You exit out of the tavern, and you're kind of plopped almost directly into the town square. And as you do, you can see the town is absolutely waking up. There's that early morning bustle. There are a number of people moving back in their carts and stalls set up, and then you see kind of a new one. And you see Wynni with a table. It has a little model ship on it, has a chair, has a big book that has been placed open on it with pen and quill, or quill and ink rather, and a big sign that says something along the lines of like hiring sailors today.
I'm gonna go to Wynni.
Hi! Feeling better?
You could say that, yeah. What are you doing?
Well, we need a crew, so I'm looking for a crew.
And you think this is the best way to do that?
It's the best way I thought of. I'm open to suggestions.
Maybe setting it up closer to the docks? Where there are actual sailors, actual pirates?
Sure. That's
People who
not
have
a bad
an
idea.
established home aren't going to want to hop on a ship and just leave?
Some might. If I don't get any bites here, I'll probably move. That is a good idea.
I mean, you could do 2 tables and just run back and forth every few minutes.
That sounds exhausting. But I could, but I only have the 1 table, and the 1 book,
Cut
and
it
the
in
1
half.
model ship. I don't know how many Curio has, but it seems rude to ask for twice as many.
Cut it all in half. I'm kidding, Wynni. Please don't do that. Please don't cut anything in half. Especially things
No,
that
but I
don't belong
could,
to
and
us.
then like the good
Not
half of the
Wynni,
ship.
Wynni,
could just...
Wynni. I was kidding.
I'm just kidding too.
Okay.
Sammy told me about this. This is called sarcasm.
It is very much sarcasm.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, look, you're
He's
learning
very
every
good
day,
at it, too.
Proximus. We'll get you there. I promise.
Someday.
Eventually.
Oh, Proximus, I forgot. Here. And she's gonna hand you the plant that she got from Planned Parenthood yesterday. Okay, so this is awkward, but I know you were supposed to guard Eula, and that didn't really work out as expected. So I thought maybe, now that you didn't really have someone to guard specifically, maybe you could look after this little plant, and it could be like your little buddy. You don't really have to do much with it. It's just there to like keep you company and stuff.
Thank you, Wynni. I don't know what to say. I will protect it with my life.
Aw. Okay, it probably won't do the same to you, so don't feel too bad if anything happens to it, okay? It might, I don't know.
Are
And
we
you
going
can
to
name
have to? Are we going to have live plants on the ship now?
It's just the one. We could get more if you want.
I don't think we have what it takes to have live plants on a ship, Wynni.
I'm very good at training warriors, but this is very different.
Just
I
water it
might
every now
need
and
some
then.
help. Yes.
Fresh water.
Water it.
I don't think they like salt water.
I will talk to Honey. Maybe she might know.
She might.
Or Constance, maybe. Is she staying? Who is leaving the ship at this point? Do we know?
That's a really good question. I don't have that list. Scarlett?
I don't have it. I am not in charge of the ship. I might own it, but I don't care about who's on it.
I'll go find Connery.
That is
I'm
a
sure
good
he'd love to
choice.
talk about it.
I'm sure he would. Please talk his ear off.
Well, he has to.
Double the talking, Wynni. Go for it.
Anyone want to come with me? Is someone going to watch the desk, the table?
I will put the little sign that says you'll be back in 5 minutes.
Okay, I'm going to have to be quick then if I'm going to find him. Be right back.
Be quick.
She's going to scamper off. I think Jeffrey at this point is out and just like floating at her shoulder.
So you probably have, at this point, maybe an hour and a half until what lunch would be, your lunch date. Where is Wynni scampering off to?
She's gonna try the last place she saw him, which was the tavern, the last lantern.
Lantern. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay.
And go from there. I think the dock would be her only other guess, and then she's just gonna shrug and get distracted and forget about it.
Okay. I will tell you that he is not in the tavern. The tavern is pretty empty at this time of the morning. A lot of people don't typically take their breakfast at a bar, and those that do are the type that don't really leave anyway. So it's pretty quiet in there. That's great, Mikyl. Scarlett, what are you doing with your morning?
Oddly enough, I feel very refreshed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure. There is no more migraine. And I'm just gonna piddle around town.
Okay. Acacia, what are you doing with your morning?
After dropping off the two people, Wynni and Proximus, I go back home and I will assist in the food making.
Absolutely.
Probably
Okay.
need some bread, prove it, prep, cut vegetables, go garden if I need to.
Okay. And Proximus, what do you do with your morning?
Proximus is going to go head over to the tattoo shop to maybe make an appointment. And just
Okay.
look around.
Yeah. Okay. So, let's see. I want to resolve one thing first. So, Scarlett, go ahead and roll me just as you're walking around. Perception check, please.
$21.
Fantastic. So, Scarlett, it's as you're kind of just moseying around town and you get down near the docks, you see a couple of ships coming in, kind of staggered. Only two this time, but the wood on them seems to be darker. Their sails are black, and they are smaller, just kind of even smaller than the Redemption is. And it might actually catch your eye because a lot of the sails in the port are white. There's some blue, maybe a little bit of red, some green, but black sails definitely are something that are kind of, for good reason, maligned coming upon the horizon. But what you would see is, as the ships come into port and they dock, only a single person disembarks off of the ship. And it's a person dressed in these black leathers and this heavier hood and this longer cloak. With a role like that, you can see that there are several concealed weapons on them. And they have in their hand this scroll that is kind of all rolled up. They keep marching further into town. Would you like to follow them?
Oh, hell yeah.
You would watch as they go directly to the town center. They're kind of walking in the middle of the street. Other people are moving out of their way. Their head is down, so they don't seem to even be caring if there's anything directly in front of them, kind of the cloak swaying behind them. And you watch as they go right up to the center of the town square, the statue that had these two individuals, this man and this woman, holding each other with their arms out. And this individual steps up onto the dais and steps up even further to where they are at the very base of the statue. And with that, they unroll the scroll, and there is the image of a hand with a single finger pointed up. And then they just stand there, motionless like a statue. And you notice as several people note them. And a few people point, and then as soon as they do, they go back about their business. And you might stand there for a little bit, but this person does not move, even slightly. Even as the wind blows, it seems like they are set in place like a statue themselves.
I want to approach him.
Okay. No reaction as you do. Again, as you get closer, you can see that the leathers are very fine. The cloth is fine as well. You can't quite make out a face underneath the hood, even so that there's like a mask which is covering the bottom half of the face and seems to almost be eye black around the eyes themselves. And then you notice that the eyes are also closed.
I don't recognize any of... Do I recognize the symbol that's on the scroll at all?
You might. Go ahead and roll me history.
Okay. It's a 10.
Okay. You're not exactly sure. What you're kind of getting off of this is, this is, as this person dresses, these would be the formality wares of somebody who is engaged in something like what Acacia does, some sort of roguery, whether it be thieving, assassination, something. You're not very familiar with this specific symbol, but you do know that there's a lot of rogues on Soteria, and the Eve Walkers, of course, being the predominant one that Acacia is associated with. So maybe connected to that, not really sure. We will cut over now to Mikyl. So, Mikyl, you head to Permanent Record. Proximus heads to Permanent Record, the tattoo shop on Soteria. And as you walk into this shop, it has these larger glass windows on it, larger than some of the other buildings do. And the wooden sign kind of hangs from above. And as you open the door, you can see that there are several stations set up, several individuals in here. Along the walls are these beautiful pieces of artwork. There's you kind of like the splashes, which have all these different types of smaller designs. There's larger pieces. You kind of get the idea based on how they're shaped that this could fit a back piece. This is meant for the arm. This is meant for the hand. And even as you're looking at a couple of them, you can see that they're very subtly moving in a certain way, that even the ink within them might itself be alive in a way. Let me pull up my stuff here. So you are approached by, there we go. You're approached by actually another Warforged, oddly enough. They have this kind of, it's slimmer than what Curio originally had, and the metal has carved into it these intricate designs. The woodwork beneath has the designs kind of wrapping around them, and the lights behind their eyes kind of flash real quick. Hello.
Hello. I was just admiring your artwork.
It is very admirable. Were you looking to get a design?
Yes. I was looking for some body art, as you would call it, to maybe help me with things. I am not too good on land, and I am trying to be more proficient.
I see.
Maybe faster?
Faster, yes.
And I have heard tremendous things about this place. It comes very well referred to by the locals here.
Yes, Master Artist Barker runs and owns this shop. Myself and the others that work here, and he gestures, as you can see, there are other people at the stations. There is a Fire Genasi, who kind of has this flaming red hair, which seems to almost be like flames itself, kind of pulled back, and these blazing, almost like heat and coals kind of markings in their skin. There's a half-elf who all the way from their neck down, as they're wearing almost this like tank top sort of shirt. You can see their full arms are covered with these intricate designs. And then at the very back, you can see where this Warforged is gesturing to, and there is a much older red tiefling with this very thick white beard and these horns that kind of wrap up and around and kind of come to a point in the back. Yes, Master Barker has trained all of us to perform our very best to create a design that is you and also a better you.
I would like to make an appointment. First of all, do you have anything that might help me become faster on land?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
We have a book if you would like to scroll through it.
Absolutely. And then I also want to do maybe a little cover up.
Yes, that could be arranged.
And he takes his shirt off, and as you, he shows his chest. On one side of his chest has like 27 X marks that are scarred into his chest. And I want to cover this up. This is something that does not apply to me anymore.
The Warforged kind of comes around this like desk podium where they were standing, and they reach out a hand. May I?
Absolutely, yes.
And kind of brushes the scars. I would be more than happy to help you. My name is Memento, and you may absolutely book an appointment with me.
Thank you, Memento. I appreciate your time. Whenever you are available. I have some stuff going on today, and then maybe tomorrow, or whenever we can. I would like to maybe set up an appointment to get this done. Yes.
He hands you a large like photo book, essentially is what it kind of looks like, and inside are these intricate drawings and lithographs of potential tattoos, and there are examples basically saying like this is just an example of this. You can get it designed in a different way, but it is a full list of tattoos that you could potentially receive. I will see you tomorrow afternoon. Pick whatever you like. We will make sure that it is the utmost quality for you, sir.
Thank you, Memento. I appreciate that.
And he also offers you a seating area where you can flip through the book with the sun kind of coming through the window.
I sit, put the book in my lap, and then you see Proximus's feet just dangling, kicking back and forth as he flips through the art book.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, even as you're sitting there, you can see the shop isn't it's not bustling in any way. But as we kind of get from early morning to early afternoon, you can see that there are a couple individuals who come in. One of them sitting with the fire genasi. One of them, an older, very weathered sailor who himself has just arms covered in tattoos, goes to the very back to Master Artist Barca, and they shake hands. You kind of get this deep connection as you realize all of the art that they have placed on their body has been placed there by this single individual. This person who has been at sea for years returns to this port to ensure that these memories that they carry with them are placed there by the person who can do that best. Okay. So you have the list of tattoos. Yeah. Mikyl has a list of tattoos. Yes. Okay. Perfect. Great. I will let you flip through those and pick out something you'd like. We'll deal about price later. Let's cut back to, let's see. Well, I guess it's lunchtime, isn't it? So as the morning has passed and it is becoming afternoon, you will realize that you have a lunch date. We'll say that how do I want to do this? I would like you all to roll a wisdom saving throw. Wynni at disadvantage.
But she's so cute.
She is.
You said saving throw?
Please.
I want my level 20 character sheet back.
23.
Is nobody's with me, are they?
Correct.
Okay. So 24, if you were within 30 feet of me, you would get a +5 to your saving throw.
I have 14 with disadvantage.
Acacia, actually, I don't need one for Acacia. This is just to remember your lunch date. Because, like, there's no clocks, right? So, Proximus, Scarlett, very, like, you can notice as the sun is kind of hitting the highest point in the sky, you're like, oh, Proximus, you kind of put the book down, give your thank yous, you know, your appointment is set up for the next day. With ample time, you and Scarlett find your way along the, well, let's say that you find Scarlett, since Scarlett hasn't been to Acacia's home before. And you two begin walking your way towards Acacia's home on the hill. Wynni, it's a little bit later. It's not as late. I mean, a 14 is not bad. 14 is still better than average. But it's like you're looking for Connery. You've gone into the tavern. You went down to the docks. He wasn't there either. And then Wynni's just kind of farting around town. And then it's like, oh, heck. And Wynni, you're like 100 feet behind Proximus and Scarlett. You can see them as you're going down the same path. This kind of dirt path that leads out of town and heads up the hill to Acacia's home.
Jeffrey is fired as my secretary.
Can Jeffrey even write?
I don't think so.
No.
He's a mechanical wereshark, Mayor.
But he's also
Who do you
your
think taught him
secretary.
how to write? Wynni?
A good secretary should know how to write. I guess that's why he's a bad one.
That's nepotism for you.
All right. You all get to Acacia's home and you see what a few of you have seen, Scarlett for the first time seeing. This very idyllic, cozy cottage sitting over a hill, overlooking the town, overlooking the water. This, you know, ocean breeze kind of sweeping in and up towards you all, blowing the grass. There is a fence which directly comes out from the house and seems to have this beautiful garden inside, as well as a small chicken coop off to the side as well. And you notice that everything about this house seems to kind of been retrofitted for a much larger individual, like a centaur. The door is taller than you're used to. There's almost like barn doors that have been adapted to the house. And it's this lovely, just single story cottage that sprawls out just a little bit. Acacia, are you there to welcome everybody, or is everybody going to knock? How do you want to do this?
Oh, I'm not outside or anything. I
Okay.
am helping Darius cook.
Okay. It's a little too heavy for this. Let's do this one. Okay. Okay, so who is knocking?
Not Wynni, she's in the back.
Scarlett it is.
Scarlett is the one who knocks. That tracks. All right, so Scarlett, you walk through this gate past the garden, and you knock, and it's barely by like the third knock that Curio has opened the door in his new, little shoddier model. Buck is already there. Hello, and he kind of like opens his arms. He's standing at the table, and behind him in the kitchen area is Acacia and Darius. You can see the back of Darius's head with his longer dark hair, and they seem to be kind of moving about this kitchen, which is adapted for both somebody Darius's height and Acacia's height. There's kind of like half of the kitchen which has a raised island to it. And Curio says, "Hi, everybody. Scarlett, it's great to see you." I just please. He has an apron on. He's clearly been at least looking like he's cleaning. You were all absolutely welcome. It's so great to have you all here. Please, make yourselves comfortable. And as you walk into the home, there's a lovely little seating area with this natural light coming through. This fireplace there as well. The next room over has this larger table, which again has like this accommodating feature where it's raised up higher for Acacia to at least as she kneels, and so the chairs are a little bit higher as well. So everybody's kind of making a little bit of a compromise. And Curio offers for you to sit at the table, where at the center there is a lovely bouquet of flowers in a vase that Darius had purchased. And can I get you all anything to drink, or food will be available shortly. Snacks? I'm new at this.
This was supposed to be a dinner, so we do have wine and liquor. So if you want that, you can.
Yes, Daria looks over his shoulder. Yes, we have rum. I know you all like rum. I think
He's making an assumption and stereotype. I don't know if you actually like rum.
That's fine. Pirates like rum.
I will take some rum also.
She said it's not me. So there we go.
Also, Wynni, I did pick up a red drink or two for you at the tavern.
For me?
Yes.
Thank you. I'll have red drink.
Okay.
Please and thank.
The most sugary.
That was very thoughtful.
Yes.
I also learned that the red drink is alcoholic.
That doesn't seem right.
Wynni has the highest constitution.
It's up there.
Yeah, I was gonna say it might be accurate. Yeah.
It tastes good, so it doesn't really matter, does it?
I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Maybe
The
that's
he's
what
like,
you're
I'm an
supposed
alchemist. It was a potion.
Didn't have
It's a
18,
potion.
she wouldn't be here.
All right. We can say that lunch is served. Mayor, what did you have in mind? So drinks are served. What is lunch? The previous dinner. What are you all having?
I did actually think of a menu.
Okay.
Whatever was in season for vegetables, just roasted, mixed medley. There was a, let's assume the cod was the catch of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Just cob with herbs and lemon, and then a chili honey glazed pork with fruit and cream for dessert.
Oh yes.
Oh, you thought that out. I like that.
I did think this out. I was like, this is what I do on my drive home.
It's very good. Yeah. All right. What is the topic of conversation? What do you want me to talk about for lunch?
So I'll just, after the first couple bites, I'll just raise a drink at the crew. So Wynni, Scarlett, and Proximus. This is thank you for helping me bust my father out of jail. So, thank you.
Anytime. We were happy to do it, right?
It was a pleasure.
I mean, statistically, what are the odds of it happening again, though? Just so I can sort of, like, make plans.
Wendy,
Out
I
of
don't
the
think
icebox,
odds are ever in
0.
our favor. But, yeah, we are a prison down.
I look at Curio. I don't know. Are you going to get caught again?
Darius kind of looks at him as he does, and Curio puts a hand out to Darius. I'm not planning on leaving this house for a little while, at least.
Just to get a new body commissioned.
He kind of looks to Buck. I think Buck's building one, so...
Oh.
All
It
right.
will
at least
definitely be
repairing
boomy.
this one, so,
Fancy.
hopefully,
Will probably come with surprise upgrades.
fingers crossed. I have at least 2 of them to cross right now. And he kind of holds up his hand where another one had snapped off. So it's an older model, Rust is an issue. I live in a seaside town.
But, yes, thank you.
But since I have not left this beautiful, wonderful home that my husband has deigned to make so comfortable for all of us. Any goings on in town today?
Well,
Wynni's looking for sailors, but I think you already knew that. I saw the table.
I
Yeah,
haven't
we did
found
prepare the
any
table.
yet.
You will. Scarlett's making a face.
there a ship came into port.
That's
Uh-huh.
not new.
Flags.
It is a port.
Black flags.
Oh.
Still not new.
Touche. Men and or individuals in cloak, hood, mask, whole thing. Scroll with the hand?
Mask. Was it Elios?
No.
Oh.
Different
No.
masks.
Darius kind of looks to Curio. No, I fear it's not your friend, Elios. No, that would be a representative of the Hand.
The hand?
Darling, you have a trial in just a few days.
Oh.
The Hand will be the members proceeding over it. The Hand, which actually I'm kind of grateful you're not overly aware of them. The Hand are 5 members of our order who have been chosen to adjudicate any types of disagreements, indecisions, or, well, whatever you and Panvyr seem to be having. Those were representatives of that.
I thought it was just going to be the Eve Walkers. I didn't realize they were going to be outside representatives.
No, they are the Eve Walkers. They are special members who have served the Eve Walkers with nothing but distinction and serve to arbitrate over any issues that we have. They are rarely seen because the Eve Walkers abide by our code very well. But
Till now.
well, it has been a bit. But they are just in their decision, and there are 5 to make sure that there are no ties and there are no personal feelings that come into it. It's doubtful you'll recognize any of them, any of you. These are individuals who have made their lives on not being known.
I don't know if Wynni or Proximus have mentioned it to you, Scarlett, but everyone is invited to a trial at the end of the week.
A legal trial?
Yeah,
As
it's
legal
like
as
a party, but not fun.
No,
As
I mean
legal.
is anyone being arrested?
Oh, he's already been arrested and headhunted. That son of a bitch is already in a cell.
It's a trial held by the Eve Walkers, dear. You're not in trouble for anything that we care about.
We already collected on my bounties, it's fine.
She's in
And-
trouble a lot of places, but
Kind of.
yeah, I mean,
And
Not here.
it's as
Pirate
legal as a trial put on by a gang of thieves.
Oh no, I don't
As
care
it
about
can
the
be,
legality
so-
of it. I just care if there's going to be people who want to arrest me there.
Oh, no.
No,
Okay, we're good.
You're
no,
fine.
this is rogue law. It's not
Wonderful.
imperial law.
Cool. I don't have
And
anything
you've
to
done
worry
nothing but
about.
be a
then.
friend. Yeah, no, you're totally fine.
Yeah,
Tried
you're
to
not
be
even in the
friend.
guild, so you don't have to worry about it.
Sounds like a guild I don't want to be a part of. No offense.
It's not for
Not
everyone. I
different.
don't blame you.
how
It's
does
not.
one join this guild?
Wynni, no. We have
Just-
enough shit.
Just curious. And then she's gonna
Well-
turn to Jeffrey, who's just sitting in her bag, and just go, Rogue law.
Is that a serious question, Wynni?
I mean, I'm just
Acacia
curious.
could absolutely tell you the story of how she gained admittance to the Eve Walkers.
First you gotta learn basic stealthing and pickpocketing and stealing, and then do a crime or heist of some sort of distinction.
Yes.
I mean, we did, like, heist Curio.
Does it
Technically.
count?
Technically, yes, but it's gotta be after you've wanted to join. You
I
can't
mean-
just go back on your previous successes.
I could learn to pickpocket. That sounds kind of fun.
Oh, Wynni.
Darius is kind of like
I'm a
just
practice.
looking over the table at you. Oh, it's been so long. Wonderful. If you, yes, fully support this. And he kind of looks around the table, and he grabs like just a fork off the table, and he places it inside of his vest on like the inner pocket. I will have this on me for the rest of the day. If you can pick this out of my pocket without me noticing, I will happily train you in more similar activities.
Is this an offer to the whole party?
Sure, why not? And Curio's like,
competition.
Curio's like, honey, you have that look in your eyes again, that scary look. It's like, no, shut your middle face.
It's a deal. No.
I will.
It's a deal.
I'll also grab like another utensil and put it like on the inside of my jacket. Extra points if you can do it for me, since
ooh,
I have
bonus
better
points.
eyes.
Ooh.
Good luck.
So your lunch just got weirdly tense.
I wouldn't call it tense, just competitive.
Yeah, competitive.
Also, I want to do this caveat: no magic.
Ooh.
That's
Basic
fair.
skills. Yes. And if Jeffrey does it, I'm only training Jeffrey. I'm not going to train you.
I think he's gonna fly up and sit on the table. And just... Okay. Those are good ground rules. It's good to know ahead of time.
All right, then. It's been lovely having each and every one of you, and I cannot thank you all enough for the return of my daughter, of my partner. You are all family. You all have a home here, should you ever need it. You will always have food, you will always have comfort. I owe that at least to every one of you.
This was a very nice lunch. Thank you.
I have not
curious,
had hospitality like this in a very long time. If ever. I don't remember.
You have to get you used to it then. Sounds like a lonely life.
Could
Oh
say
my
that.
gosh. Acacia, do you not call us friends because we're family?
I just drink and say nothing, and I don't confirm nor deny, because I look perplexed and confused
My heart.
and very awkward and uncomfortable.
It's, darling, you, your dad, and I all know better than most. A family is what you make it. It's not something you're always born with, and it's not something that has to be forced on you. A family is something you can forge on your own. And he raises his cup again to forged families.
Forged families.
Thank you for letting us join yours.
Beautiful.
Wynni is going to push back from the table and just fling her arms around Curio and then Darius and then Acacia in just big hugs.
Are you making a sleight of hand roll?
No. It was a tender moment. I'm not going to ruin it like that. I thought about it.
I look very startled, but there is that weird, awkward, like, pat, put the arm around the shoulders, like, pull you in type of hug.
Yeah. Dario gives the pat, and when you kind of pull back, he pats his coat, looks up at you and goes, "Coward." All right, folks, that's actually a really good time to take our break. We're about at the 1.5 hour mark, so let's go ahead and go do the things. We'll come back, and project to this trial. So do the things, take care of yourselves, pet your pets, bios, all that kind of stuff. We'll be back in just about 10 minutes. Stick around. Avast and welcome back. I typically say ahoy. I was trying something new. Welcome back to Horizon's Call. Let's get right back into it. So, lunch has concluded for Acacia's family, for the party themselves. Is there anything else you all wanted to do with the rest of that day? You essentially have half a day left. What is everybody doing with their time? And if you would like suggestions, I'm happy to play Soterian tour guide on this one.
Wynni will try and enlist the help of Proximus and maybe Scarlett to help move the table down to the docks. Because I'm assuming I've not gotten any bites in the town square.
How do I actually want to roll this? Let's make this a luck roll.
I don't have
roll
that skill.
It's not a skill, weirdly enough. It's a d20. Just roll me a d20.
Kitten, do you want to roll it?
Don't let the cat roll. It doesn't count.
14.
14. Wynni, you actually have... let's see, I was going to... You actually have 5 names. That have 5 people that have written their names down. Unfortunately, 2 of them are Butts Mackenzie and Icy Wieners.
They seemed lovely.
Yeah, probably just like local kids, but you do have 3 names that are not puns as far as you can tell. That seem like they might actually be interested, as well as like their address is a means to contact them.
Cool. I will still move my place of business down to the docks for a little while. And then at some point I would like to stop by Father's Found Familiars?
Father's Find Finds.
Find Finds. Dang it. Familiars didn't make any sense. Later towards the evening, but...
Sure. Yeah, there is a bar in town called The Strange Familiar, but yeah, Father's Find Finds. Yeah. Okay. Well, Wynni, so your table is set up. You are down by the docks. What are you doing to entice some folks to come over to you?
Oh, gosh. Well, you don't get any bites just by sitting behind your table. As anyone who has ever been to, like, a convention or anything knows, like, when you're engaging, you get engagement. So, I think Wynni will stand in front of her table, and as people walk by, I'm just gonna greet them. Just like, hey, how you doing? Are you down here looking for work? Are you on one of those big pretty ships? What you doing? I'm Wynni.
Wynni just, I guess that's not persuasion, it's not deception, it's not intimidation, that is just charisma. Wynni, roll me some charisma.
I'm gonna cast guidance on her.
Okay. So yes, you do have, since Proximus and Scarlett both accompanied you, you have a
Does
sour-looking
that cancel each other out?
Right. You got 2 blues behind you. You got the sour Scarlett and the edgelord.
I look appealing. I am smiling.
Are you?
I'm putting on a good face.
Yes.
Does
Right.
I can't
Are
remember.
you smiling?
And we're
are
both
there
super
sharp teeth?
charismatic.
Does
We're both like super charismatic.
Charismatic, yeah.
But
Just use it all for intimidation.
in your
Right.
own ways.
but we're so edgy.
Thaumaturgy this shit and scare everyone away.
Does
You could absolutely use it to boom Wynni's voice out if you wanted to.
Right.
Yeah.
is guidance? What does that add? I can't remember.
It's a
I
D4.
believe it's a D4. Yeah.
Okay, then I'm gonna use one of my rerolls first.
Okay.
Why aren't you turning? Oh, balls. I know why. It's fine. It's gonna be messy for a minute. Okay, that's much better. And a D4. And then I'm just adding my charisma, right?
Yeah.
21.
21. Wynni, you are terribly charismatic. As several people are going about the dock, sailors, some people coming off of ships that have come in, some people that just seem to be moseying around, some people that are dock workers. But absolutely, as you're introducing yourself, people are engaging with you. Hi, Wynni. My name's Harrigan. It's nice to meet you. You're getting all different types of folks. Once you have hooked your said people, what are you doing from there? Or is it just hi, I'm Wynni. Bye. Is that the extent? What are we talking about?
That's not how you get recruits.
It's not.
No. So, and even when people say, "Oh no, I already have a job," or "No, I'm selling cabbages," or whatever, she'll still talk to them. Like, she's gonna be friendly to everyone.
Sure, absolutely.
So for those who are interested, well, did you know that there is a brand new ship, the Redemption, that is getting a complete overhaul, and we're in the market for new crew members?
You do get a couple of questions on brand new getting an overhaul.
Yeah, well, it's a new name. And after a certain point of replacing parts of a ship, at what point is it a new ship? These are questions for the ages, really. Questions that we can discuss at night aboard the ship, out under the stars.
In the distance, there's a man with a name tag that says Theseus on it, and he's just like looking up and over and scowling. We've made this joke so many times already. Okay, so you do actually get a couple of people.
Twice in 3 sessions?
I know. You do get a couple of people that ask you what the original name of the ship was, if it has been renamed.
Yeah, it was the Innocents, but it's under whole new management now.
One of those people, just at the name, just like goes running. Another one is just kind of, I mean, new management sounds good. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's see. How do I want to do this? 21 is a pretty good roll for engaging folks. Okay. So this will be a persuasion roll, since you are now persuading them to join your crew. Mm-hmm. Go ahead and make a persuasion roll. We'll see how many of these folks, because you have a number of them stopping by, you potentially have added to your crew. Get them to sign on.
That's a nat 20 plus 4 for 24.
Okay.
I'm going to die next combat, but at least I'm persuasive.
Wynni, I will need to make up names for all of these individuals, but in almost a single afternoon, you have nearly overstocked your crew, including the 3 names that you already had in your book. You now have 19 people who said that they are willing to join the crew of the Innocents.
I'm just real worried because, like, at the top of the list, I see Wiener. Their address is just an empty lot. I hope they're okay.
It literally just says empty lot. But it's MT lot. Yeah. Yeah, Wynni, it's at a certain point that, like, you start talking to one person, a buddy of theirs comes over. Like, before long, you have a small crowd who have kind of lined up at your table. And, you're getting questions about, kind of like what you're offering as far as payment goes, but they are at least ready to join at this point, depending on how you answer their questions. But you have, again, 19 people.
Honestly, I want to stress,
Okay.
answer their questions.
Okay. And that seems you're guaranteeing, standard pay, with the potential for more based on, any type of extra legal activities that happen to occur.
Sometimes money just shows up.
Do you tell them anything about the ship? Or, I mean, are you telling them where they can find it?
Oh, absolutely.
Well, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
she's real pretty. If you just go over there, she's up on the dry docks. So you can see kind of what she looks like now, and then just imagine like she's getting a full overhaul.
Okay. Yeah, Wynni. Very good rolls. We'll say that is at least in practice. We'll see who shows up day of, but you have more than a standard crew. You have almost reached what max capacity would be for your crew.
Yes. I think she'll also like add in weird incentives and because it's getting overhauled right now, no one has to scrape barnacles for a while. Just weird
You can try random potions sometimes. There's a knoll who makes food.
Yeah. Cool.
Well, okay, so that probably is like Wynni's entire afternoon. Proximus, Scarlett, are you there the entire afternoon, or are you doing your own thing?
Probably coming and going.
Sure. Okay. So Scarlett, you're probably very impressed at I'm not going to put words in your mouth, but I mean, you see as people are kind of congregating around Wynni, who seems to be kind of garnering this attention from everybody. Friend to all Wynni. Proximus, what about you?
I would have left and got Conry and brought him back so that he could see for himself of all of the work that Wynni is putting in. She is doing a good job, Conry.
He's kind of leaning against a wall, a little distance off, just watching her. And he kind of looks over, he nods to you. Bunch of greenhorns, it looks like, but they are warm bodies.
There's one thing about new clay, right? You can mold it to whatever you want it to be. That means it doesn't come with any bad habits.
Or you can throw it overboard. That's a very good thought, Proximus. Good analogy.
Yes, that is what I was going for, Connery. Thank you.
Pats you on the arm. All right, well, don't let her think that what we're going to be doing aboard is going to be easy by any means.
No, but I was wondering, who is left from the main crew?
Well, we have all the officers, of course. The remaining 15 individuals because we were adding 20, so that would be the remaining 10 individuals. Mm-hmm. The remaining 10 individuals were some of the older sea dogs who they were done with land to begin with. They took to the seas a long time ago, and honestly, we're glad to have them. Most of them know their way around the redemption better than most. They'll be good to show these newer faces around.
Yeah. So, what about you, Connery? Why is it that you stayed? If you don't mind me asking. Because I need to ask that first before I ask the question. Sometimes I forget, and then it is offensive. I am sorry. So,
the ship needs somebody who knows her better than anyone else. And that person, for the longest time, was Callisto. And the best thing I can do for Callisto's memory is to make sure that the Redemption has an amble captain at its helm. I offered it to Scarlett because, well, she owns the ship. But I had always secretly hoped she'd give it to me.
Well, I am appreciative of the fact that you wanted to stay aboard and continue this legacy with us. So thank you.
It's good to have you aboard as well. Are you going to be joining the crew, or are you going to be another passenger the same as before?
No, I will be joining the crew. You can put me to work just the same.
I have to train you too.
I might not be the same kind of clay, but if you throw me overboard, I can still swim. and I will catch up.
Vengeful clay. Duly noted.
It is always good to talk to you, and thank you again for giving me closure with Callisto.
Again, least I could do.
Yeah.
Just take care of yourself. Take care of these new... You're going to have to watch over a lot more people than you used to, Proximus. And I know that's always been perhaps a fault of yours, a good fault. But sometimes you need to know when to look after yourself first. And he kind of pats you on the back and walks away at that point. Acacia, what does the rest of your day look like?
So this is the same day of the lunch, right?
Correct.
I will be cleaning up, putting away leftovers, and I think just doing maintenance, because this is like the second or third day back here. Just relaxing and mentally preparing for the end of the week. And then just throughout the rest of the week, maybe once or twice go back out and visit the herds again. But settling back in to what used to be regular everyday life before shit hit the fan.
Yeah, it's nice that Darius has you back because you can reach the gutters without a ladder, and they need kind of, fixed for a while. And then there might even be some training that's done out in the yard as well between you and Darius. Some knife training, or you still have your forks in your pockets.
I still have my forks in the pockets. I'm keeping them in there. And if no one tries till the end of the day, I'm going to extend out a week till the trial if they want to try.
We can say it was to the end of the week just to give people a shot here.
Also, if I want to escape chores or knife training, okay, I'm going to go do a round at the shop. Bye.
Exactly. Yeah, that's also something that needs done. Okay. With that, we're gonna kind of fast forward through the rest of the week. So I know that Proximus has a tattoo appointment. What are the rest of you doing for the rest of the week? Any stuff you want to check off?
Can I also just figure out where Panvyr's being held?
Absolutely. Okay. We'll resolve the tattoo, and then we will go to that. So I will say, as those of you kind of go around town for the week, you do notice that as the days pass, especially on that next day, the scroll changes to now holding up 2 fingers. And with each day it passes, another ship comes into port, another finger is added to the hand until by the final day you have a solid hand on the scroll. But we're at the second day now. So with Proximus, you return back to let me close down that. There we go. Permanent record. And you enter, much as you did the day before. And the table has been prepared for you. Memento stands waiting for you at the front. Welcome back, Proximus.
Thank you for doing this, Memento. I think I have an idea of what I want.
Please take a seat. Let's design something that is uniquely you.
I saw that you have tattoos of striding, and those would go on my legs.
Of course.
I am open for whatever for my chest. I don't have anything in mind for that, so I will leave that to you.
Did you wish for something magical? Or just something to cover?
Whatever you think it should be, I will leave that up to you. I know what I want for my legs, but for my chest, I have not been able to think of anything that I want. more
well.
of what I don't want, and these scars are what I don't want.
I tell you what, Proximus. I will work on your leg tattoos. They shall be done by the end of today. And you will return tomorrow for your chest tattoo. And today you will tell me a little bit about yourself. Fair?
That is very fair.
Very well. Did you want any specialized ink?
Oh, I think blue ink would be very fitting. And show him basically what my skin tone used to be in a blue hue.
Okay. So we're just doing regular blue ink, no magical inks then. Okay. And we're doing the tattoos of striding. Let me scroll down to those. Excuse me. Okay, so yes, that'll be a whole day. That is so give you +5 speed to normal movement. And we're doing both legs, so that'll be a +10 to speed in total. So you lie down, take off your winged boots, and Memento takes out his rudimentary tattooing device, and it seems to almost be attached to him in a way that almost his fingers reconfigure to this type of needle. And it is mechanical in the way that he is creating this design, almost like a printer creating this design as he goes across. And I'll go ahead and have you make a Constitution saving throw just for the general pain of a tattoo.
Oh, that was really good. 26.
It's very numb at this point. Perhaps it's the fact that it's, you have kind of a chitinous exterior from being in the deep ocean, or perhaps it's the soft but determined movements coming from Memento. And as he's creating this design on you, so Proximus, where were you before this?
I was deep below the seas, the mid-seas specifically. I come from a dark place where people believed in the wrong thing. And we all believed wholeheartedly that we were right. And I found out recently that I was wrong. And that there was more to this life than what I was led to believe. These families and friendships we do not have where I am from. We have tribe and we have responsibility. And that is what we subscribe to. We do not ask for anything more.
Have you found a family now?
There is a lot of talk about family, and there are a lot of people that have that already. I think everybody is looking after their family, and I am still searching for mine.
So where will you go next?
That is a good question. I am...
A mystery then?
Yes. Very much so.
What is it that you... Please.
These on my chest are memories of defiance for things that I thought was wrong. Punishments for things that most don't have to go through. And now I long for the people that I have lost in my past. They are no longer here.
That's the funny thing about memories, isn't it? Everyone thinks that memories are very important, that memories are what shape us. They're not totally wrong. Memories are what shape us, but it's the memories that we choose to hold on to. Some memories are best left forgotten. That makes us better people. I am glad that you are seeking out your mystery, Proximus. It is a scary thing to do, but you seem a brave fellow indeed.
I hope you are right. I really do.
The hours go by, and because it is a 9-hour tattoo, it is dark by the time that he is wrapping up, and he is literally wrapping up. He's putting this kind of black gauze kind of cloth around your legs. Let these heal. They won't be usable until tomorrow, and you should probably keep them under wraps for at least a couple of days to let them heal. Try to take care of them in the water and in the sun. Moisturize frequently. It has been great working with you, Proximus, and I look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow. I will have your design ready then.
Thank you, Momento. I appreciate this, and I will see you tomorrow.
So before we get back to Proximus's last tattoo, let's get to anybody else want any tattoos? Before I stop this music.
I do have something I want to do on
thoughts?
day 2, but I'm too
Okay.
indecisive for a tattoo.
It is day 2. What would you like to do, Wynni?
2 things.
Yes.
1, ever since yesterday, when Wynni was talking up the redemption, she has felt a little uneasy and kind of wants to be sure that she isn't directly lying to anyone. So she's going to wander down to the dry dock. And I don't know if it would actually... She would probably know if it would do what I'm intending, but she would like to cast... Was it see invisibility? That doesn't seem right.
Yeah, I think see invisibility is a cast.
I mean, that's the effect anyway.
Mhm.
It just like, yeah, see invisibility. Just like make sure there's nothing like super weird about the ship.
Okay. Yeah, like what do you mean weird? So we'll say so you go down to the dry docks, and it kind of almost like a cliffside lowers to where the mizzen mast is like what you're looking at directly as you're looking across. As you look down, you can see that the ship is up on stilts. There are a number of beings: bugbears, humans, half-elves, dwarves, gnomes, halflings, everybody. Like this entire team is retrofitting this. You can see that the ram has actually like the placement has been prepared for it for Buck to deliver. The adamantine struts have been installed. The hull has kind of been retrofitted. So as you can see invisibility, what are you kind of looking for? And anything weird as in people, aspects of the ship?
Both. Really anything
Because here's
anything
what I'm
I wouldn't
asking.
expect to see there, I guess.
Yeah, because the Tressums already have this like aura around them which prevents things from being invisible. So the ship as it was didn't have anything necessarily invisibly hiding on
I forgot
it.
it prevented things from being invisible.
Yes.
Well, but does that also include things on the ethereal plane?
No, I think it's more invisibility at that point, which I'm not sure. I can't remember if invisibility affects the ethereal plane or not. But
so I can also see into the ethereal plane. So like if there's ethereal creatures, just like I don't expect anything. I just like, Wynni said one thing and she wants to be sure that, it's, I don't know if ghosts would qualify, but like.
Yeah, you can go ahead and roll for perception.
$18.
Yeah. You kind of look around, you even go down to the dry docks themselves. Doesn't seem to be anything necessarily off. I will say,
and I do want to point out that like to like cast the spell, she's like unstopping a little tiny vial of like weird seawater and other things and like dropping it into her eyes.
I will say the only thing that kind of like might give you a weird sort of thing is the ethereal plane. I believe you can see like the spirit of a person, if I'm remembering right. You notice that one of the workers, one of the dock workers, or the shipwright workers rather, is a changeling. That their like spiritual like outline does not match their physical outline.
That's their business.
Nothing else super weird with the ship. You don't see anything spectral. You don't see any creatures. The ship seems to be, I mean, obviously it's got some missing parts that are being replaced right now, but from what's there, nothing off.
Okay, good to know.
Okay.
The other thing I would like to do is Wynni would like to try and sneak in the back of Father's Fine Finds.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's a tax on me somehow.
I never made it up.
And discover who's working there that day.
That might even be Acacia.
It might be me.
Yeah.
Are there, like... Acacia.
You can sneak into my dad's job if you want. I can't promise it'll be pleasant if you sneak in.
Yeah.
You can.
I'm my 3D
It's run by
chess
Thieves.
is yeah. She probably would have cased it first from the front, and like seen you probably. So
I'll wave from the window.
she'll wave back. And she'll wait for day 3.
Wynni waves weirdly defeated at Acacia through the window. All right.
Unless I happen to see Darius somewhere in town.
Fair enough. Okay. Well, let's cut over to Acacia for the point in the week where Acacia goes to visit Panvyr. So, Acacia, you kind of you hear through a couple of channels where Panvyr is likely being held. And it's a place you would be somewhat well familiar with. It's the foundations of Caliban's Watch. And it's mostly ruins now, as it was fucking blown up by some hooligans several years back.
Yeah, hooligans, right?
Yeah. But there is still like an area that is stable enough where they have kind of built a little retaining cell for Panvyr that is being watched over by these silent sentinels, these people dressed in this in the formal garb of the Eve Walkers. And how are you approaching?
Are people not allowed to go visit him? That's the first question. Or is it highly discouraged?
So, I mean, you at least heard that he's being held there. So it's not a super duper well kept secret. You haven't heard that anybody has visited, but also you are involved in this trial, and you can kind of see if anybody stops you.
Yeah, I'm not even going to bother trying sneaking. I'm just going to casually and silently begin walking up my way towards Caliban's Watch and where the holding cell would be.
And as you do, there are a couple kind of like standing on either side of this path. One of them holds up a hand to you. Do you have any type of Eve Walker symbology on you? Anything to kind of show that you are? Okay.
Also, like, I'm sure there's very few Centaur Eve Walkers.
Yeah, well, you know. We'll say that you...
Yes, I would. If anything, I would do a hand signal, or if I'm coming up, a vocal one of Thieves Can't.
Thieves Can't. Perfect. And they'll just kind of give a very silent nod and step out of the way, and you seem free to move up there.
I will, as quietly as I can. I'm not intentionally being quiet. It's just the nature of how I was trained.
Mm.
But I'm not wearing my hoof mufflers. I'm making it very intentional that a horse or a centaur is coming up to see the person in the cell.
So,
So unless he's sleeping or conked out or dissociating real hard.
no. Panvyr, you find in this cell, it has 2 walls, the other 2 being stone of this foundation. The 2 other walls are these cross-hatched bars, with even the bars themselves at an angle of the crosshatch. And you don't actually even see a clear door on these. There's no door to pick on this. But Panvyr is sitting against one of the far walls in the shadow of the foundation. Even, we'll say it's... What time of day did you decide to visit?
Probably like mid to late afternoon, like right before dinner.
Okay.
So it's not
Yeah.
dark yet.
Yeah, sun's getting lower, but it's not dark. And Panvyr, has he's sitting there, he has his arms on his knees, and he looks up at you. I was wondering how long it was going to take you to visit.
I don't answer right away. I look down at him and then lower myself to lay on all fours to get more on his height.
Yeah, Panvyr is a halfling individual. He is wearing, it looks like standard clothes that have kind of been ripped, torn, dirtied, very beaten up lately. And even Panvyr's face kind of shows the marks of somebody who has not had the best time lately. Definitely some signs that he had gotten into a couple of scuffles recently. So what? You couldn't wait until the trial? You coming off me now?
And I'll use my psychic link to talk to him. Any justice that's going to be served will be at the trial. But I want to know, between you and me, your explanation. I'll just deadpan stare at him.
My explanation for what, Acacia?
Don't play dumb.
Oh, did I took your little necklace? What do you care? Why is this such a big deal? It was a necklace, Acacia. Okay? I was done with the Eve Walkers. I was getting no jobs. I was getting nowhere. You were fine.
Just because?
No, I did this to move forward in life. You were fine staying here on Soteria and living with your dads. I didn't have that. I never had that. Ogden offered me something more, something better. And it was simple enough. He said, bring me something valuable. I knew your necklace was kind of valuable, and I figured it wasn't even that valuable to you. You didn't even know what it was. He said he knew what it was. And it was easy enough. Do you know how easy it was to steal from you, Acacia? Honestly, that's the real crime, is how bad and figuring it all out you were.
There is an angry tenseness. So you did that knowing that eventually a bounty would be put on your head, that this would happen.
I thought you might not even know it was gone.
You're a fool.
That you might not even care. I don't know. I didn't think that it would turn into this whole thing. I thought I'd just find a job, move up somewhere else where they'd actually appreciate me. I don't know. If I had known it was this big of a deal, I probably wouldn't have. I don't know. Maybe I still would have. I don't know.
So answer me this. Were we ever friends? If I meant so little to you, you would just steal from me at the drop of a hat? I knew you for the better part of a decade. Did that mean nothing?
Acacia.
It's a yes or no answer.
Some people in this life are stepping stones. And I'm sorry you're one of them. I guess I stepped on the wrong step.
I'll stand up. Turn around. And before walking away, have the day you deserve. And I'll leave.
Acacia, it is only through your very high passive perception that as you are coming down from the hill that the fortress used to be on, you can hear the sound of crying coming from behind you.
He made his bed.
And now he doesn't have one. He was bad at making beds. All right. Let's go back to the other emotional thing. Real quick before we do this, because this is Proximus's tattoo is probably the last thing we're going to do before we get to the trial proper. Anything else from Acacia? Anything from Scarlett? Wynni?
Just next time Wynni sees Darius, she's going to try and sneak up on him.
Wynni, go ahead and roll a sleight of hand. Let's see how this goes.
Oh, it's Wynni.
Because you're good at that. Yeah, because Wynni's good at that.
That's a 29.
That's a 29? Okay, that's incredibly high. Let's see how he does here.
That wasn't even a nat 20, and I'm kind of sad about it, but...
His was a 19. He has a perception of... Let's see. When you win by 2 points.
Oh, bless. Do I need to roll again to actually pick his pocket?
I mean, that's the sleight of hand. That's the pickpocket roll. So
I would like to thank the Academy and my gloves of creepiness.
Mm-hmm. We'll address that later. Just like Acacia later that night, not realizing, Darius just kind of like pats his shit.
See anyone today?
Weirdly.
What did he say?
He's like, weirdly enough, Wynni?
You're getting sloppy.
I guess. All right, well, I better...
Sympathetic pat on the shoulder, but it's not actually a sympathetic pat. It's just like, you win some, you lose some, pat.
I guess she still has the opportunity for bonus points. All right. So let's get to Proximus. Proximus, you return to permanent record for your last tattoo. And again, Memento is waiting for you. And you take your seat as you have before. He has you actually lie down because he's going to prepare your chest. Proximus, I think I have the perfect design for you. This one is going to take a little bit of time. We may talk if you like, or not. I leave it to you.
I am going to go into a trance. So you feel free. I will not bother you.
It is no bother at all. Honestly, if you can trance or sleep through this, rather impressed. All right. Let me find something that works really well for Proximus. But you can see as Memento begins his design, but before he creates a stencil. But before you actually feel the needle touch skin, you feel a warmth. And as you look over, he's holding a single metallic hand over your chest, and there's radiance that seems to be emitting from it. And you can look down and see that your scars, one by one, seem to actually be healing. And as they do, you almost feel these memories, these marks of sadness, draining from you, and this lightness that comes to your heart. Let's see. Okay, that's... trying to think of something that's going to be... No. Go ahead and vamp for a second, guys, because I gotta scroll through a number of tattoos here.
I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
No, you're fine. I should have been scrolling through these earlier.
It was DM's choice, right? Like 2 for me, 1 for you, and
trying to make sure that you get something out of this.
Wynni and Scarlett are just like in the tavern, and I just imagine really bad jokes happening.
Absolutely.
At some point, I feel like Acacia also comes down to be like, give Wynni a fist bump.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Good job.
We're good.
Thank
you.
It.
Proximus, it's several hours. Actually 9 hours for this one too. And when you come out of your trance, Memento places his colder metal hand on your shoulder. He says, "My friend, your design is done." And he is wrapping it again. Actually, I think you might like to see this one. And he helps you up and over to a mirror. And there on your chest is the what we would consider like a traditionalist design. And there is the like watermark of the ocean and a setting sun, this beautiful kind of splash of the setting sun with clouds on it. This is your mystery, Proximus. This is your horizon. And whatever is over it is what you're searching for. And it is there that you will find your strength. And every single cloud here in the sky is to represent a bit of that family that you found. And that light that you are chasing. I know you'll find it.
it is beautiful. Thank you.
And it is a tattoo of strength. So you may add a +1 to your overall strength because Proximus, we draw our strength from within, but also from those we surround ourselves with.
I don't know what to say. This means more than you may have known, or maybe you knew all along.
Just shrugs. Let's go ahead and before we get to the trial itself, let's settle the payment for that. He's like, hey, you can talk in gold. I'm done being your therapist. It's time to pay me. Let's see. Both of those were...
I'm not crying. You're crying. It's fine.
Uh-huh. Let's see. And then those were both...
When will we add a math gay to the group?
When. Hey, that's what calculators are for. It is 2,000 even. Tattoos were both about 1,000 each.
I would gladly pay 4,000 for this, but yeah, I'll give him another 1,000 for it. So give him 3,000 for.
Okay.
And I'll just take that out of my wages.
Yeah, I mean, technically, you still have Scarlett's coffers that you all have been paying people out of.
Wait, you're getting paid for this?
Okay.
Tip for good work. Tip your tattoo artist.
Tip your tattoo artist.
As someone
Tip
that's done that in
artists.
their past.
Yeah, tip. Yeah,
Yes.
every creator out there. Hey, this is a great reminder that you can tip these wonderful folks through Pally. It's a wonderful tool that allows you to support the channel and these players directly. I highly encourage you to do so. I haven't said that in a little while, so here, just a reminder.
That was not planned.
No, but hey, it's good.
Just for the record.
Good to remind you.
Jared, you're amazing.
Yes. Okay. So let me answer this real quick, and let me see if I can multitask and actually describe things. I doubt I can. Yep, definitely can. So the trial day comes, And you all know it's going to be evening when it does. The fifth finger on the hand has raised on the scroll, and as the sun begins to set, you start to see all of these individuals dressed in the Eve Walker gear start coming into the town square, and they begin to set up a table that comes to a V point with 5 chairs. You also see these like stadium seating, these bench seating begin to be prepared kind of all around the town square, but especially facing the V-shaped table that seems to be made for the hand itself. Torches well light the square as well, and you all are escorted more or less, should you like to be, to the trial area. There's a table prepared for Acacia, a table prepared for Panvyr, that again both face that V with the assembled people behind you. So Acacia, your dad, your father both dress in their Eve Walker gear, the darker aspects to it. We're going to do a quick reroll thing real quick here for Acacia's conversation with Panvyr. Acacia, go ahead and roll insight for Panvyr. See if they were being truthful or what their energy was through that whole thing.
Yeah, I would like to roll that, please. I would also... Was he replying verbally or mentally?
It was mentally.
I would like to make an argument to roll with advantage because it's hard to roll that live mentally.
Hard, yeah.
Hard, but not impossible. Hard, but not impossible.
I could say if he was more a more experienced rogue, then maybe straight roll. But yeah, he's younger like you. Not used to the psionic protections.
That is an 18.
Okay. Everything that came out of Panvyr's mouth brain was pained, but there was an honesty to it. They were thinking it because they had thought it before. Whether it was like the full truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, all that. Maybe not. There was definitely something, especially from the crying that you heard afterwards, that definitely pointed to the fact that Panvyr was also kind of putting on a tough face for you, that facing the person that they hurt might have been tougher for them. But again, everything that they said was something they had either said to themselves or said to someone else. It was weirdly rehearsed in a way.
Trying to say it so much that you believe it yourself.
They had been sitting there imagining that argument for days.
Probably longer.
Probably.
Because I don't know when he was brought back from the bounty.
Yeah. Well, and every criminal, has that thought of what happens if I get, faced with my accuser. How do I defend myself?
Good question.
Okay. So, let's see here. So as the town kind of gathers, again, your dad's dressed in their Eve Walker blacks escort you to your table. Panvyr is escorted to he's not bound in any way. And the townsfolk kind of start filling these seating. What are anybody's especially doing? Anywhere you're sitting in particular?
Are there like clear bride's side, groom's side?
I was saying, are there sides?
Yeah.
Kind of like a courtroom where there are 2 sides, but it's not like anybody's sitting specifically anywhere. It's not like Panvyr's side is completely empty and Acacia's side is full. But townsfolk are kind of ambivalent who's doing what here.
We want to sit on Acacia's side. Like, we support Acacia, right? Yeah. Right?
Yes, I am actually going to stay close to the doorway. Like just leaning up against the side.
When you say doorway, because you are in the open square, you're in the town square.
Oh, okay. So I would stay like leaning against the wall,
sure.
Close to
like one of those streetways
in the entry point.
An entry point, sure. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, we can say you're leaning up against the entryway to the last lantern. which is one of the 4 points, 5 points.
Looking out towards the back.
Yeah.
Wynni will stick with her friends, but also she's gonna go up to Acacia real quick and just be like, "Hey, I don't really know like if this is a thing where you say like good luck or not, because it sort of seems like people aren't super fond of this guy. I don't know if he's got a chance of getting off. I don't know exactly what happened here, but we're rooting for you."
The full story will be probably told towards the beginning for context.
Okay. And she would like to steal the fork. Try and steal the fork. Eva thinks this is terrible timing in front of all the Eve Walkers, but whatever. It's fine.
All right, let's go.
Please, sleight of hand, a
Versus
perception.
Let's
Proximus is going to, from afar, bless Acacia,
Okay.
or Wynni.
What is the range on bless? I have to ask because this is it's PvP.
No.
Yeah,
You're right. All right. So, it's only 30 feet. I think I'm too far away.
We can say you're within 30 feet of this. That's fine.
Okay, so I want to bless Acacia and Wynni just to see.
I can't find it on D&D Beyond because I haven't done it in so long, but Psi Bolstered Knack. Because I will be using that soul knife thing.
I am using my advantages just because YOLO.
All right, so perception. And then I will be using my Psi Bolstered Knack to add a D8
What does
to
bless
that.
do?
It's
A D4.
It's another
D4.
D4.
It's D4. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, but that's attack rolls and saving throws. So never mind.
Now I have to do subtraction math.
I can only use it. Sorry, I can only use it if I fail an ability check.
Okay.
Sorry. I will just I said blah, blah.
I just wanted to guidance both of you guys.
Okay, I guess I
you know what I mean?
have guidance.
That was very nice of you.
Okay, so let's see. What'd you get?
Wynni got 27 if there's no guidance. Or no, whatever, bless.
So without guidance, I got I can't math, 28.
Okay, bye, have fun. She's gonna scamper back to the back.
That was
so
very
when he's
good.
just like patting and just occasionally just grabs the wrist. Fork
No, I just gently grabs the wrist.
Yep.
I almost didn't notice you, but good try.
So close.
God tier levels of rolls. Wynni, there's an Eve Walker, like, full lower face mat, heavy hood and everything, heavy cloak. Then they're just standing there with like their arms kind of down near their groin, and they just slowly nod at you.
You get approval.
Okay. Last thing before I describe the hand. Scarlett, with your past perception, you also notice that as you're standing to the back of the crowd, there's a number of other people who are standing about. On the other side of like the road basically has split. So the podium seating is also split. And on the other side of the road is Tim. And he looks like shit. Hasn't slept for days, it looks like. And like your eyes meet very briefly, and his eyes just kind of bulge for a second, and he goes like pushing his way back through the crowd to get farther away from you.
I was say he gets a very stereotypical Scarlett grin in return.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So down one of those roads, the hand begins to arrive. 5 members all walking in a straight line. They again all wear the black leathers. Their gear features a number of buckles, pouches, pockets, these heavy cloaks and hoods kind of obscuring their faces. Their cloaks are all pinned at the chest by a silver hand pin, and at their hips they all carry this ornate curved dagger, which is kind of tucked into their belts. The first person who sits at the head of the table is an older elven man. Acacia, your dad Curio is leaning forward, kind of behind you as you're standing at this table, and he says, "That's Corliss Pengreve." Corliss has these dark eyes, very narrow face. He pulls his hood back, and the others do as well. So Corliss has, a face that's seen its fair share of wear and tear. His hair is gone, the pure white of driven snow, and his face bears like this mismatch of scars and wrinkles that seem to intertwine with one another. To the left of Corliss is an older but still beautiful dwarven woman. She has tightly pulled back hair that has these silver rings interlaced into the design, and it gives it this very ethereal kind of air to it. And Curio again leans forward. He says, "That's Kara Catspaw." To the right of Corliss is a dark-skinned human. His head is shaved, and he wears glasses with a very thick mustache that covers his upper lip. From out of his cloak, he actually pulls a large book, a ledger, and pulls a quill and ink pool as well, and sets them on the table and opens the book. And again, Curio says, "That is Yaxley Wint." To the left of Kara, so again to the left of Corliss, is a younger looking individual, actually. It's a maroon-skinned tiefling. He has these short horns. They have these short horns and yellow eyes that seem to glow softly with like this ambient heat. Their longer hair is pulled back into a braid, and they have this grin of these bright flash of fangs. As they sit down, almost like a half second before all the others do, they lean back in their chair and cross their legs. Said, "That's Chance." And lastly, to the final right of Yaxley is a half-orc woman with broad shoulders. She has this light green skin and black hair that has a side shave. Her arms are well muscled and exposed, whereas the others are wearing sleeves. She is kind of showing off muscles that also have several tattoos and piercings all throughout her ears. She also has, diamonds encrusted into her tusks, and the tattoo is also on the area of her side shave, and she is easily the largest of the five. And Curio says, "Lastly, that's Bella Blackheart."
Everyone's so hot.
Help.
Welcome to one of my games.
I am upset.
Derek, weren't you saying last season that not all your NPCs are attractive?
I said I don't describe them like that, but then I changed this season. Yeah.
Lies and deceit.
Yeah, well.
You
I
have
wrote
a
really
big
wrong.
half-orc with a side shave.
Yeah, I know.
And
You knew-
tattoos.
you
and
knew
and
what
a
that was
tank
going to do.
top.
You
That
already
one's
knew.
Bling.
That one specifically
knew.
was for all of us, okay?
God,
We barely
the
have a
blinged out
type. I
tux.
understand.
Yeah.
Side shaves make everyone
Fan
hot.
service. Do I need
They
to bring
do.
Allie in?
Side chase
Right?
make everybody hotter. Allie, perfect example. Okay, so the hand sit in their seats, and a moment goes by of just complete silence in this town square. I mean, there's a few hundred people here, but you could hear a pin drop. Corliss speaks up. "We are the Hand of the Eve Walkers. 5 members elected from our best to serve at the time that we are needed. What offenses are made, when injustices are inflicted, when judgments must be cast. Our decisions are final, as is our justice. The hand gives, and the hand takes away. Present your case," and he looks over to you, Acacia. "The wronged. What is your injustice?"
I'll take a stand up, and Acacia hasn't been looking at Panvyr this entire time. And for all the folks that that have not seen me in this getup before, dark armor. At first, it's black, looks black at a distance, but as you get closer, it's like a really, really, really dark blue. Studded leather armor, and Acacia is wearing hoof mufflers to keep herself from making hoof beats on hard ground. Some cloth covering her torso to make her seem darker, as well as like a half mask. She doesn't wear the full mask because, you know, she's a centaur. People are going to be able to tell who I am anyway if they see me if I'm not good enough. So she just wears the half mask instead of the full mask. And she will stand up. Months ago, 4, 5, 6 months, I was stolen from. And I understand that as a guild of thieves, that's what we do, but not amongst our own. I was stolen from by a fellow member, a friend. It was sold off and auctioned, and then he ran. So not only is it a breaking of the guild laws and loyalty, but also something much deeper than that.
Very well. What was the item that was stolen?
I will take out from underneath my armor, my piece of the astrolabe. At the time, it was a family heirloom. Later, when we retrieved it, it was a third of a very powerful magical artifact.
Chance, the tiefling, speaks up. But you acquired it again on your own?
With assistance. My father is the one who got it back. I found my father when he did not return, and we reacquired it.
And Chance kind of leans forward on their hands. You got it back. What more justice do you want from us?
Punishment for the crime. Just because I got it back doesn't mean a crime wasn't committed.
And you see that Bella is nodding at that. Very well. You, the accused. What do you have to say for yourself? Panvyr has just kind of had his head in his hands for a couple of minutes while Acacia's been talking. And when he's addressed, puts his hands on the table, and he pushes his way up and he jumps onto the table. He says, I have no need for any of your justice. I don't consider myself one of you anymore, if I ever did. And you can see Acacia, he's actually been dressed in his dress blacks as well. That they've at least given him the decency to clean up and not be in the raggedy clothes. No, I demand the justice that we had before this, whatever this is. I will face my accuser in combat. And we will let true justice find its way. And he jumps down kind of like to the space between the table of the hand and your table. And he pulls a dagger. And he says, come on, Acacia. You want justice? Come on. You want my blood? You gotta take it yourself.
I will not stand up. I will look at him. I'm not going to give you what you want, and death is not what you deserve.
What do you want? You want justice. What does justice look like to you, Acacia? Well, you want my hands?
Derek.
Come on. Yes.
Would I know, like, what would be the average punishment for something like this?
I mean, so this is kind of like the old ways of theft, especially theft from one member to another. It is the loss of a hand. You know, and there are plenty of types of, you know, replacements for hands in this world, for prosthetics and that sort of thing. But absolutely, it is the cost of a hand would be the average punishment.
I look at the judge, the jury, the hand. And I want to get a gauge on their reactions or their thoughts on Panvyr.
So Corliss, the oldest one at the head, hardest to read out of any of them. Chance is absolutely leaning forward and kind of like looking back and forth between you.
Chaos. Okay. We like chaos.
The other end of the table, where Bella has also leaned forward and is kind of like, oh, violence. I can dig violence. Kara is leaning over to whisper something at Corliss, and Yaxley is very intricately writing down everything that is being said and done, looking up from time to time to see if either of you have moved, as he would have to note that. He is, of course, the index. Yes, for those of you who had not picked up, Kara is the middle, hence the rings. I'm sorry, she's the ring finger, hence the rings. Corliss is the middle, the highest among them. The index is the one that keeps the record, the thumb being the one that allows for brute force, and the pinky being the youngest.
In that case, I will stand up and make my way around the table over to where Panvyr is standing on the table with a knife, but I don't draw anything. I'll just kind of lean my hands on the table and like lean in slightly and like look at him directly in the eyes. And I will mind link.
Okay.
Tell me what you really want out of this. What are you trying to do? Try and kill yourself out of guilt? Do you want to die? Do you want a missing hand? What do you gain from this?
Panvyr looks at you and goes, do you really think that you can beat me, Acacia? Are you really that overconfident? I've been doing this longer than you, better than you. I've always been better than you, and I've never gotten half of what you've gotten.
I'm not.
No, I want to go home. I'm not trying to bait you, Acacia. I want to go home. I wanted you to let all this go, but you just couldn't. You couldn't let it go.
If you
now
want this to happen, then you should have left the guild first.
Well, I can't go back and change that now.
Also, I know misdirection's your thing. You didn't answer my full question. What do you want out of this besides going home? What do you get from dying? Or at least getting gravely injured?
God, you're so fucking cocky. I'm not going to die, Acacia. I'm going to just go and live my life somewhere else. And if you're the one thing standing in my way, I've pushed my way past you before. And I will again. I'm not looking to die. I am looking to just get out of this hung jury bullshit. I wasn't going to find any real justice here unless I took it for myself. So I am taking justice for myself. My justice.
Does he make any physical moves?
He is absolutely waiting for you to draw, because otherwise he at least knows this is the way that things used to be settled, and taking your life in cold blood does him no favors. That's just one more thing to do in front of like the high tribunal of your group.
In that case, I will turn back to the hand.
And Corliss looks up to you. Do you accept this form of judgment? Do you accept this challenge? I warn you that if you don't, they have a viable right to leave.
I accept his challenge.
Very well. Go ahead and roll for initiative.
God damn. Okay. Let's go. That is a 16.
Okay. He just rolled a 15 plus 3, so it's an 18.
Okay.
Okay. So let me go ahead and change our music over here.
Oh my God.
Let's see. I think that's not going to be it. Let's try this. There we go. So Acacia, you are now facing down against Nah, this isn't it.
This is way too intense.
That's way
too heroic.
There we go. That's better. You are facing off against your childhood friend, Panvyr, as they have drawn a blade. Panvyr, seeing that you have accepted, seeing that you have drawn your weapons, is going to roll for an attack. They are going to make 2 attacks. The first one is going to be let's see, what is that? A 24 to hit.
Yep.
And the next one is going to be an 18 to hit.
Yes, both hit. I will use Uncanny Dodge on one of them.
Okay. In that case, they are going to do, let's see, that is... okay. So I will use a dice roller for this because it's a lot of dice. Uh, 30 points of slashing damage.
As is that total for between the two?
That's with both combined. Yeah.
I need to know one of them so I can.
We can split them in half. So say 15-15.
Okay, that's fine.
There we go. Okay. So they jump towards you, they slash at one of your legs, then they very deftly almost leap over you, slashing at your back, almost to where, you as a centaur typically couldn't reach, and have absolutely gotten into like full engagement with you. So it is your turn. What would you like to do?
I would like to return the favor with 2 attacks, please.
Yes.
One with a dagger and one with a psychic blade as my bonus action. The thing I want to make clear, though, is like Acacia doesn't think she can win, nor does she. As much as he says it's cockiness, it's not. There's always the ability in the fact that she might lose. But I'm going in with my attacks not just to cause damage, but with anger and an intent to maim.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, especially because we were discussing this now, I have a special home rule. If you roll a nat 20 on something, you will actually maim somebody, and that also might, in certain instances, come back around on all of you.
Oops, that's okay. Nope, that is a 15 on one, which I don't think will hit him.
A 15 does hit. 15 just hits.
Does hit. And then I can't do math, which is 16 as well.
So both will hit.
Oh God, why is my math so terrible? Is everything good together if I add it together?
Yes, that's totally fine.
Okay, so that is 16 points of damage.
Okay. All right. And Acacia, I will need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh, are those poisoned?
They were.
Of course they are. Ooh. That's a nat 20. Okay.
So very appropriately, because weirdly enough, horse blood is used for like anti-venom and things like that.
What?
You are. Yeah. It's used for snake anti-venom. So by all reasons, centaurs should have resistance to poison. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, you successfully fend off that round. Panvyr is going to make 2 more attacks this time with his dagger. That first one's only going to be an 11.
Nope.
And that next one is a dirty 20.
That one will hit.
Okay. So we are going to do
Uncanny dodge.
Yeah, by all means. So total for that is 27 points of damage.
27 divided by 2. That's. Is it round up or round down?
I'll say round. What are we rounding for?
13
this?
and a half.
Oh, round down to 13. That's fine.
Okay. I'm going to do the same thing as before.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That is a 22.
Yep.
And a that one won't hit. That's a 12.
Okay. Go ahead and roll the damage for the 22.
That is a 9 points of damage.
Okay. All right. We are going to cut to Proximus real quick because you're kind of leaning against one of the walls at this point. Proximus, are you paying attention to the fight? I'm assuming you're paying attention to the fight.
Yes, he is
Okay.
paying attention.
Go ahead and roll me a perception roll with disadvantage, please.
Ooh. So I get advantage.
So it'll be a straight roll.
So a straight roll?
Yeah.
Because of my shield. Thanks, Wynni.
Yeah, no problem. You do also have...
Oh, that's pretty good.
I'm muted. You do also have your, chat advantages.
Oh, right. So 16.
Okay. Proximus, you feel this weird kind of thrum going through the ground. It's this weird kind of, I don't know. You feel vibrations going through the ground, almost like a drum beat. This very steady boom, boom, boom. And as you're listening, they almost sound like they're picking up pace as well.
I'm familiar with this.
I don't think you would be.
Okay.
We're going to cut back to the fight real quick. Panvyr is going to make 2 more attacks. That one is a 14 plus 6, so that's dirty 20. And then a 19.
Yes, both hit.
Okay. So we're going to do a little bit more damage here. And Acacia, I'll have you roll that Constitution saving throw again, please.
No, that'll be probably a fail. That's only an 11.
Okay. So Acacia, you were going to take 39 points of damage.
Uncanny dodge.
Uncanny dodge. So go ahead. We'll split that. We'll say you can take it off of the. What is that? I guess the 20. So 39 points of slashing damage, and then you are also going to take. Okay. Target must make DC 15. Yeah, it was a DC 15, and then it is going to be 76. And then an additional, so the Star Roller works, 23 points of poison damage.
You said 23?
23.
Okay.
And Panvyr is panting at this point. They're slashing at the vulnerable parts of you away from like your human torso, and they're kind of looking up at you like, had enough, Acacia? Are you ready to end this?
I answer with a blade. Derek, you said, what were your home rules again?
If you roll a nat 20, you can physically maim somebody. You can lop off a body part if you would like, or do other permanent type of physical damage to someone.
Would you also say that applies to crits?
That's a nat 20.
I have a crit that I would like to use, please.
Sure.
Yeah, so I will make, and so that'll be a nat 20, and then a 12 plus 9 for the second one, so 23 for the second one.
Okay. Yeah.
Do you have like a table or?
I like to leave it to the players if you're going for something specific. Like in an instance where you might be going for a basilisk's eyes, you're targeting something. What are you targeting on Panvyr?
Oh god, this is tough. Holy fuck. I think this was my line or veil on the lines and veils, so someone, if it applies to anyone else, please let me know and we can exit. I'd like to go for an eye.
Okay.
Is everyone
Everybody
okay?
good?
Do I have green cards?
Okay. We got green cards. Good.
Okay, let me roll that damage. So 6, 10, 11, 21.
21 damage?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Between my 2 attacks and the crit.
Yeah. Which eye are you going for?
It doesn't really matter. Odds left, evens right.
Yeah. Is Acacia right-handed or left-handed?
Oh, it doesn't really matter.
I guess you're kind of ambidextrous.
Yeah, so it doesn't really matter. So we're just going to go with the right one.
Okay. So Acacia, you go slashing with your left hand, and you kind of come down across Panvyr's right eye. And for those of you who've seen House of the Dragon, It's basically that. And Panvyr very quickly, like the left hand goes to the eye because they're still holding the dagger, and they stagger backwards, and they are bleeding profusely because it's a face wound on top of everything else.
Face wound, yeah.
Yeah, and there's a cut that's going up the eye as well, and they scream out in pain, and they're just kind of trying to deal with that. It is at this moment, Proximus, that you see what that noise was, what that thrumming noise was. As down this street, down many of the cross streets, you can see these large armored giants wearing imperial garb running into this city square. It is at this point that Scarlett and Wynni, you turn back to see an entire horde of armored Sahuagin coming in from the port. And the entire assembly begins to scream. And that's where we're going to stop our session.
Love cliffhangers. Love it. A+. Fuck the Imperial.
Fuck
it is,
the Imperium, but also,
It's not actually exactly where we were going to leave things, because I do actually want to cut away and give a little exposition scene with none of you there. Ha! I get to do it. So let's put this on. So we cut somewhere that is very familiar to several of you, if not all of you. Acacia might have seen this place before, but not with the main group. We actually cut to the dining hall of Ogden Ironback. So on the island of Shacklebreak, the very top of this fortress that overlooks the entire island, inside this fortress is this long oaken table, well finished, with a scarlet red runner that goes down of it, these bowls of fruit, of which Proximus pulled grapes out of, I believe. Paintings along the wall, finery everywhere. And Ogden sits there with his hands just steepled, this large dragon turtleborn. He has this kind of almost spiked shell eye patch, beaked face, this scaled skin. And a few moments go by before the door to his dining room begins to hear this banging on the other side of it, and we see that it's locked. And a few bangs happen until it finally just crashes down to the floor, casting dust everywhere. And we see several individuals walk through that door. First being this well-dressed, but pirate well-dressed, long coat, this silvered hair, which is kind of pulled back. She's a moon elf. Next to her is a dragonborn, let's say blue dragonborn with a horn on the front. And you can see that his left arm is predominantly prosthetic, with several metal attachments and these like metal claws, which he flexes from time to time. There is a shifter man who has very lupine features, very large individual. Taller bugbear who kind of stands at the back of the mall with his arms crossed. And a hobgoblin woman. And Ogden just kind of looks at them all. Well, Mercy, I had hoped that you wouldn't be the one leading them. I'm honestly very disappointed. And the moon elf woman says, she sits at the other end of the table. The other individuals just kind of stand around her. We see as they do that the bugbear is dragging one of Ogden's guards, dead or unconscious, we can't tell, and just drops him with a clank of armor. And the moon elf woman sits there, Mercy, as she's been addressed. And she almost like mimics Ogden's behavior, steeples her fingers too. Hi, old man. You knew your time was coming sooner or later. Crown wasn't always going to be yours. It was about time that Shacklebreak had a little mix-up, as it was. You know, Eula's not round anymore. Might even recognize a few faces. And Scarlett, if you were there, you would recognize a few of these individuals. as captains in Eula's former navy. There's a new power on the seas, Ogden. The tide is turning. And old folks like you aren't going to survive the storm. Besides, we're under new employment. And with that, the Dragonborn takes out a rolled piece of paper, and we see him place it in front of Ogden and unrolls it with a pen. You can get out of this all very easily. You can be like us. Work for the Empire, Ogden. Become official. You get to do the same thing, but this time they give you a badge to do it. Privateers. It's a funny word for the same shit we've been doing for years. Sign of a shackle break, Ogden. And he just looks up to her and looks down. Mercy. She's like, it's my name, but I have none. And he takes the pen, and you see his hand trembling as he signs Ogden Ironback. And she looks across the table. Thank you, old man. I promise you'll only regret this a little bit. Welcome to the Imperial Navy. I look forward to using all of your ships. You can look forward to a cell. And with that, we are going to watch as Mercy and her group of pirates turned privateers exit Ogden's fortress, walk out into Shacklebreak as we now scan back further and further to see this island now set ablaze, every building burning as they walk through it, pirates everywhere, torching the place, destroying everything that used to be a place of safety, a place of harmony, and a place where they could find a home away from the Empire. Shacklebreak no longer. And that is where we will end it.
You just did a One Piece Buster call on Shacklebreak.
Sure. I've never seen it, so sure, I can't steal from it.
It's literally just that. Destroying everything on the whole island, including
Greg
the island
has
itself.
a new mission.
Yeah, Greg got a job.
Okay. Greg's the only one I would
I just worry about him, you know?
just think about it a lot, you know?
I hope he's doing okay.
Can we get Greg to join the crew, please?
I'm not sure that's the best idea to have Greg on a wooden ship. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
okay, but
we didn't choose the fire resistant hull.
But we keep him out of trouble by giving him things to target.
You just put like fireproof mittens on him at all times. Yeah, Greg is a level 1 wizard who only learned one spell, and it was fire.
Allie? Did you mean Allie Mack?
Allie, it's Allie.
Yeah.
Yes, it's sorcerer. There you go.
Allie guest star is Greg when?
When?
Hey, Allie, you want to guest star as Greg?
All right,
Greg.
Please say yes. Please say
that
yes.
is Horizon's call for this week. It was so great having all of you along for the ride. I hope it was a ride. It felt like it to me. The party is now beset on all sides by an invading army. Weird that I would throw it.
Weird.
Yeah, so crazy, right?
Wild.
I'm very excited for next week.
I'm not at full health, y'all.
No, you're not.
Wow.
Oh.
And poisoned.
And poisoned.
Cool.
Yeah, neat. So it was so great having each and every one of you here. I'm going to have these folks tell you a little bit about themselves, where you can find them, all that kind of stuff. Before I do, from the very bottom of my heart, speaking for myself, for Sword and Key, thank you. Thank you, each and every one of you, for what you do. Just being an audience member is incredible. Thank you for donating to our Pally, for supporting these players. We appreciate you in that as well. And we can't wait to see you around in more streams. So that said, Mare, if you don't mind starting us off.
Hello, my name is Mary. You can find me on Twitter at Archmage of Dice. I don't have a lot of projects going on right now, but every Saturday you can find me here playing Acacia at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, who still kind of has a grumpy vendetta, but it's a little better now. On Fridays at 6 p.m. Eastern on Valdrian's channel, I play Wong in an Avatar Legends game. We are about to break someone out who is kidnapped, and it's going to be a ride. What else do I have going on? Tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern Time in the FreeForge Discord server, not on the Twitch channel, I'll be running a charity game of Sunken, where I'm going to do a lot of body horror, insect stuff, and kill my players. It's going to be great. And on November 6th at 3 p.m. Eastern Time on Valdrian's channel, I'll be running a game of Magical Kitties Save the Day, where these magical kitties are going to have to find stolen goods that were taken from their owners, and they're going to go against the no good party paws. I think that's all I got.
Fantastic.
Oh, also check out PCA. I'm producing a game this Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time.
Yes, Mare is absolutely busy. Please check out their Twitter to get all that information and more. Great, thank you, Mare. Mikyl.
Hi, fam. Thanks for being with us. I am right here on Sword and Key on Saturday playing Proximus right here, and then on Sundays playing Comric in Wiesen. So you can find me at Mikyl Sandoval on Twitter and also on Instagram if you want to check out the art. And then that's just me. Hi, I love you. And gosh, this was a good game.
As always, Mikyl is our phenomenal artist, so I want to show some appreciation to him for that. Definitely check him out for on this game, on Wiesen. Heck, even when we have guest stars, somehow throws together art for that. It's a phenomenal individual, and we really appreciate it. Kaila.
Yeah, hi, hello, my name is Kaila. I have many faces in many places in the TTRPG realm, as well as painting on my own Twitch channel. We paint a lot of fantasy busts, dragons, D&D miniatures. That's really my whole spiel. I do a lot of shit. Okay,
Kaila's
I'm
doing
just happy to
even
be here.
more shit. Yeah.
We are upping streams to possibly 3 days a week. They will be earlier in time, as I will be working from home from now on. I do paint Life is Strange models. I'm currently working on Steph. And I have another Rachel and Chloe to go over there too. We're not obsessed in this household or anything.
Not a little bit at all. Yeah, I actually want to speak for Kaila real quick here. If you are a miniature collector but find yourself not having the time to paint, I highly encourage you to reach out to Kaila to get that stuff painted. She's a phenomenal individual who does phenomenal work, and support her in doing that. Okay, Eva, darling.
It is me, Eva. I am the other half of Sword and Key. I can also be found here on Saturdays during Horizon's Call as Wynni. You can also find me on Sundays during Wiesen as Linnea, the young private detective. We're getting down to brass tacks over on that one. As a channel, we've got new and exciting things coming down the pipeline, none of which I think we can announce just yet, but they are in the works, so watch this space. I think that's about it for me. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Derek.
Thank you. Well, hi, everybody. My name is Derek Sword. I've been your GM for this game, and I'm very happy to do so. Very happy as every week to play with these incredible people. If you want to find more of me, the best place is Twitter at dsword16. You can find all of my stuff there. I'm a podcaster, voice actor. I run TTRPGs like this. So if you're looking for any of those things, please reach out. Let's see. I don't have anything else necessarily going on. I'm just working on this channel, but I highly encourage you to follow Sword and Key on Twitter. It is at sword_and_key. So all three words separated by an underscore. And yeah, check out Wiesen tomorrow. More people should be watching Wiesen. It's a phenomenal game. Sword and Key is going to have, like Eva said, more stuff coming up soon. We'll have a Discord up and running very soon. Twitter's the best place for us now. That's all I got. So,
I have one more super quick thing because I'm a dope.
Yes.
Friday, I will be over on LD's channel running, I believe the actual name is Stop Flaming Preps, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, very excited for that. If you are into My Immortal or fan fiction or just being gothic, you should absolutely check that out. It is written by our dear Lady Dame, based on Honey Heist rules, and it is going to be a time. Yes.
It certainly will be. Great. So, yeah, with that, I do want to say that we are going to be rating Other Doc tonight, so stick around for that. That'll be great. But until next time, everybody, fair winds and following seas. Take care of yourselves. See you next time.